my name is Nick Burnham and I'm here this month for Boat Yachting aboard a Princess 50 Mark III. And just for a change, we're starting this little tour down here in the master cabin. And there's a good reason for that. It's because when Princess launched this boat in 2008, rather than it being an evolution of its predecessor as the Mark II was to the Mark I, this was a completely ground up new boat. It kept the length the same. It's just under 50 feet hull length, but it's a tiny bit wider and quite a bit higher, and the main beneficiary of that is this palatial master cabin that we've got down here. In fact, this boat was one of the first from a mainstream manufacturer that put a full beam master cabin in the centre of a boat beneath 50 feet. Now the great thing about it is they've managed to find so much volume that you don't feel compromised in the other areas on this level. So you get a terrific VIP cabin forward, and you also then get a third cabin with bunk beds in it. You've also got the galley on this level, and it's a really good size. There's a full-size fridge freezer in there, masses of storage and plenty of space to work. So you end up with a really nice, well laid out lower level. Now that's when you come up here onto the main deck that you realise what a triumph of packaging this boat is, because that spacious lower deck doesn't compromise this area at all. You've got a nice big saloon area here, and it's opposite a sideboard with a TV that rises out of there electrically, but there's also a separate dining area opposite the helm. That's raised up quite high, so you've got a great view out and plenty of room to sit and eat without encroaching on this area here. Now in terms of motive power, Princess fitted this boat with either Volvo Penta or Caterpillar engines. The Volvos were D11 at 675 horsepower each, or the Cats were C12 at 715. Both gave the boat just over 30 knots, with the Cats being very slightly faster, and in fact on this boat the Cats proved to be a very popular option. Now for med markets, Princess offered the option of full boat air conditioning, and it's quite a useful thing to have in the UK as well because it's reverse cycle, so it will heat as well. Also for the med there was the option of a passerelle that doubled as a dinghy lift, but for the UK there was another alternative, which was a crane that fitted actually into the transom. Also in the transom area, under the back seat, there was an option of a crew cabin, but a lot of people left that as a storage void because the engines extend quite a long way under the cockpit floor, so you lose the lazarette that you'd often find in a slightly larger boat. I think a particularly interesting thing about the Princess 50 Mark III is that despite being a very popular boat, they made it until 2012, when I came to research this boat I couldn't find a single one for sale in the UK, and in fact a generous owner lent me this boat in order to make the video. It seems to be, from the people that I've spoken to that own them, that it fits an optimum size. It's got masses of space as we've seen, but it's compact enough to fit into most marinas and other areas in the UK without people feeling that they've got to book ahead. So it does seem to be a really optimum boat for the UK. The most difficult thing you might find as a buyer is actually sourcing a boat for sale.